let's go, let's go.
After months of construction walls and construction updates, Six Flags Over Texas finally opens their 2 new kiddie attractions in their Bugs Bunny Boomtown area of the park. In today's video, we're checking out how it turned out, as well as some other surprise new updates, so stay tuned to see them all. Once you cross the security checkpoint, you already noticed one of the biggest changes, which is the official opening of the Roller Coaster Cafe. Yes, there's already one in the Six Flags Mall, but there's a brand new one over here at the entrance that's actually a secret passage to get to Bugs Bunny Boomtown straight off. So there was no grand opening for this area, but it's good to see that all the fences are now gone. Bugs Bunny Boomtown's officially back to being completely open, and we have the new Sylvester and Tweety's Pounce and Mounts over here, as well as the return of Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters over here. And honestly, this is a really good area to put this attraction. As well as adding the new attractions, they also went a little bit above and beyond and added some theming around the area, including some new references to older attractions that used to take place in Bugs Bunny Boomtown, like the Spirit of St. Louis Plains, the reference to the original Yosemite Sam Gold River Adventure. And now Roller Coaster Cafe is fully decked out with a ton of references that I'm about to go over in just a few minutes. Next up, we're on Sylvester and Tweety's Pounce and Bounce, and this is actually the new attraction here. Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters was actually an existing attraction that got removed and now is returned. But this one's actually the new ride replacing the original Sylvester and Tweety's State Ferris wheel. And let's give this attraction a little rundown. Sylvester and Tweety's Pounce and Bounce actually has the highest height limit in the Bugs Bunny Boomtown section, with a height of 42 inches, making this more of an intermediate family attraction rather than just a normal kiddie attraction. It fits a total of 12 riders and goes to a max height of 42 feet, about the same or a little bit taller than the original Cloud Bouncer. In my opinion, this attraction is actually the best way for younger riders to experience a mini version of the Superman Tower of Power, as they have similar seat layouts and over-shoulder restraint, and it does movements like the original Superman Tower of Power. So if you're trying to get your kid on that attraction, this is the best way for them to start. Right now, we're up next on the Sylvester and Tweety's Pounce and Mounts to check it out. So we ended up getting moved because of weight distribution. So now I'm on a different seat. So you might be wondering, what do I mean by weight distribution? Well, the attraction itself is a pretty good ride for the kids, but it has one major flaw: weight distribution. Essentially, there's a max amount of weight that can be on this attraction, or it won't turn on. Or, because it's shaped like a circle, the weight has to be even on each side of this circle. For example, if you have 2 big adults on one side and the rest just kids, they have to move their riders around before it can even go up. And what you don't see from all this montage is that we waited 45 minutes for this exact reason. You had whole families getting on the attraction, buckled in, safety checked, and right when you think the ride's gonna go up, it won't, and then the operator has to come out of his booth, then unbuckle everybody else, and move certain people around for the weight to be even. And if it's impossible to even it, they have to remove riders and make them wait for their next turn. The problem is, this is a kiddie attraction, not a normal roller coaster. And because of this, kids will not understand what it means to do the weight distribution, or why their mom and dad cannot ride with them if they're scared to ride alone. And while waiting in line, there were plenty of examples of families leaving the line because of how long it took, or because half of them were asked to wait for their next turn, or because they did split up and not sit next to each other. Essentially, if this attraction is drawing away families and making them not want to ride, then they failed in bringing a new attraction into the area. I hate to be negative on it, but I have to speak the facts and make sure families know that this attraction has this issue. And hopefully this better prepares you if you're going to ride this attraction at your next visit. Dang it, bro, they're actually getting me soaked. One thing you should know is riding Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters, just because you're not riding it doesn't mean you can't get wet. The guns face directly towards you, so there's a high potential you will get soaked. And all these kids and families, including me, oh, I just got sprayed. If you don't know how this attraction works, basically you have a yellow gun right in front of you. You can move it left, right, up or down, and you twist a little wheel on the side to allow to control the water pressure, and basically you spray everything, including riders, as well as the people on the sides. Oh, here we go. Ah. Overall, it's great to see the return of the bucket blasters, as it's a really fun attraction and perfect for the hot summer days in Texas. But also, it's honestly in a perfect spot. It makes the area a lot more open, while also making it feel very whole. Plus, if you don't want to get too wet, you can stand next to the attraction and get a little bit sprinkled. So like I was saying earlier, one really good thing about these new additions is the opening up of this back area in Bugs Bunny Boomtown. Originally it was just a dead end, but now they made a way where you can enter from different points, allowing for a new open feel, as well as bigger pathways so it doesn't feel too crowded. Not to mention, no more blacktop, which is amazing. The other thing you notice about the area is some new details of added theming, which actually references to old attractions in the area. These biplanes next to Daffy Duck bucket blasters are actually vehicles from the Bugs Bunny Spirit of St. Louis attraction that used to be located where Taz Tornado Swings is now. Right in front of the bucket blasters is the Texas Teacup, the original Yosemite Sam Texas Teacups attraction that Daffy Duck bucket blasters just replaced. The train car next to Wile E. Coyote's Canyon Blaster is from Elmer Fudd's America the Beautiful Railway from the original Looney Tunes USA prior to Bugs Bunny Boomtown. And finally, the Acme boxes around the area look like normal props, but they're all actually from the original Yosemite Sam Go River adventure before Pirates Bunker Cave replaced it. So overall, the idea to pay homage to the old attractions of Bugs Bunny is actually genius, and I really love how their history remains to this day. But speaking of history, we need to take a look at the new Roller Coaster Cafe, as it has lots of it. Honestly, the Roller Coaster Cafe is one of the better looking little bistros that Over Texas has. It's not just a random store, it actually has some heart and theming to it, as you have lots of framed pictures from Over Texas' past, which honestly they're really interesting. For example, they got concept art of Mr. Freeze, and the original concept art of Runaway Mountain, which man, I wish they kept the original idea, because this roller coaster would have been amazing. One thing I will say is that it is kind of pricey. And no, these prices are not like normal Starbucks. Even though they're selling Starbucks, the prices of the drinks are actually $2 to $3 more expensive. So yeah, I'd rather just get a water here and take a look at the sights, but definitely save your money for the real Starbucks outside the park. Though again, they did make the cafe look very detailed and very nice, so I will give Over Texas props for that. Looks like Aqua and Prow Wave is once again closed and having a stream of bad luck as of recently. It's either running one train or it's not open at all, so yeah. For our last attraction of the day, we're heading into Pandemonium. Currently, we're waiting in line. It's a pretty long line. So while we wait, I want to show you an idea I have for the attraction and how it can make Pandemonium even better than just being a purple roller coaster. So if you didn't already know, Pandemonium was originally named Tony Hawk's Big Spin, and this is during a time where these type of coasters were getting cloned left and right at all the Six Flags parks. But after Six Flags lost its deal with Tony Hawk, the coaster became generic and renamed Pandemonium, while also being plastered with Twix ads, giving this coaster the nickname Twix the Ride. After that, the coaster basically went to having no theme whatsoever. So here's my concept. What if they renamed this coaster Twister, and themed the attraction to a tornado? The attraction will have a new western theme to it to match with the Boomtown area nearby and take inspiration from the Wizard of Oz, as all the exterior facades will look like a western house or barn. And because the queue is kind of fenced in all the way up till the stairs, you can transform the outdoor queue into an indoor queue with AC and theming. I would say give it a western house kind of feel to it, with windows that are actually screens and showcase the storm that's outside. The outer portion of the coaster will also be transformed with added effects like debris pieces across the layout, symbolizing that the coaster track is actually the tornado path. And the trains themselves will also receive a new change, changing it from a skateboard to a wagon. The story being that this wagon gets taken through a wild ride through a tornado. Lastly, while going up the lift hill, you hear some audio playing of weathermen saying, "A storm is approaching, take shelter immediately," right before you drop and twist around in the tornado itself. And that's my idea on a new revamped Pandemonium with added theming. Well, that was Pandemonium, and while we're exiting, here's a brand new update on the Boomtown Bar, now complete. This is definitely a lot more for the adults, and there's a new shaded structure that's permanent, completely made out of wood. Fits the area completely well, I'm gonna be honest. The Boomtown bar that was over there next to Mini Mine Train is now located right across from it. There is also now karaoke here. So you can take a sip, relax, and also do karaoke right across from everybody, like a normal bar. Honestly, not a bad idea. My only thing about the entire area is they could use some more AC, but other than that, it's shaded, keeps you away from the sun, and it's a nice way to cool down. And for the adults, they can get their beverages here. That about wraps up our day here at Six Flags Over Texas, checking in on all the updates, including the grand opening of the Bugs Bunny Boomtown new attractions. The rides are actually a pretty great idea, and I love the new change that they added, including making more room and making it more spacious. Of course, there are some negatives that I did already mention, and I will talk about later on in the future video. It's overall a pretty solid idea and addition. If you want to stay updated on more things, including construction updates, stay tuned for a lot more. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when new videos come out on my channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is JB Thrills, signing out.